Okay, this is going to be the beginning of 2.3, finding the real zeros of polynomial functions. Sometimes your polynomials are not factorable, and you can only find maybe one zero, and you have to figure out what the other ones are, and they're not as simple. So what we have to do is long division. When I'm dividing a polynomial, I'm writing it just like you did when you learned long division the first time. Okay, since x plus 2 or x minus 2 is what I'm dividing into, or I'm going to divide that into 6x cubed minus 19x squared plus 16x minus 4. Remember the box that you used to write your what you're dividing by goes on the outside, and what you're dividing into goes inside this box. All right. First thing you want to do, look at your first term here and first term inside. What am I going to multiply by x to get 6x cubed? Well, I definitely need a 6, and I need an x squared. Once I have my top number, I multiply down. 6x squared times x gives me 6x squared. 6x squared times negative 2 gives me negative 12x squared. Okay, what I'm doing here is I've got to subtract this off. So now I change my signs. Minus 6x squared, or 6x cubed. I'm sorry, that should be a cubed. Plus 12x squared. I'm going to do the subtraction. So now I get 0, which is exactly what I want, these to fall out. Negative 19x squared plus 12x squared is going to give me negative 7x squared. And I'm going to bring down everything else I have. Plus 16x minus 4. All right. And now I'm going to repeat. So now I'm looking at, what do I have to multiply by x to get negative 7x squared? That's going to be negative 7x. Negative 7x times x is going to be negative 7x squared. Negative 7x times negative 2, positive 14x. Then I change my signs and combine. These fall out. 16x minus 14x gives me 2x. Bring down my minus 4. Now I'm looking at what do I have to multiply by x to get 2x? It's going to be a positive 2. Multiply down. 2 times x gives me 2x. 2 times negative 2 gives me negative 4. Change my signs, minus and a plus. Combine those and get a remainder of 0. What we figured out here is basically a blank in our multiplication. We were trying to figure out x minus 2 times something gives me the 6x cubed. And that something is right here. Use the result to factor the polynomial completely. So what I figured out by this long division is that what we were dividing by, x minus 2, times what I got for my division answer, 6x squared minus 7x plus 2 equals 6x cubed minus 19x squared plus 16x minus 4. So basically I've done factoring, but I did it by division. Now normally we start with this long one, and we're asked to factor it, so now we've come to here, and we set all of this equal to 0. And I solve it. So x minus 2 equals 0, means that x equals 2. And 6x squared minus 7x plus 2 equals 0. Well, quick factoring check. 6 times 2 is 12. Are there factors of 12 that add up to negative 7? Yes. So I'm going to factor this into, let's see, this would be x squared minus 7x plus 12. Factors into x minus 3, x minus 4. Divide by that 6. And I'm using the bottoms up method. So my factors are, let's see, that reduces to 1/2. So this would be 2x minus 1. And this reduces to 2/3, so this would be 3x minus 2. So all my factors are x minus 2 times 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 2. All right, let's do another example of long division. If you've seen this before, it's been a while, and it is a very important concept for polynomials. So I'm going to put my x minus 3 on the outside. X cubed minus 2x squared. We do have a difference here. There is no x term right here. So I'm going to put a plus 0x as my placeholder and my minus 9. Alright, so doing my long division, I'm looking at x times what gives me x cubed. Well, that's going to be x squared. And I wrote my division too far the word, so I'm writing above. So now I'm multiplying down. X squared times x, x cubed. X squared times negative 3, negative 3x squared. Change my signs and combine. These fall out. Right here I get x squared, bring down the rest, plus 0x minus 9. What do I have to multiply by x to get x squared? Well, positive x. Okay, multiply down x times x, x squared. X times negative 3, negative 3x. Change my signs and combine. 3x minus 9. One more time. What do you have to multiply by x to get 3x? Positive 3. Multiply down. 3 times x, 3x. 3 times negative 3, negative 9. Change my signs. Combine. Remainder of 0. Factoring wise, this tells me that my original polynomial, the big one that I was dividing into, x cubed minus 2x squared minus 9, factors into x minus 3. They gave me that one. When I do that division, I'm left with x squared plus x plus 3. I'm going to continue any factoring. X minus 3 is going to stay there. Are there multiples of 3 that add up to 1? I don't think so. So this doesn't factor. It's just going to stay the same. Okay, when we do long division, we're putting 2x minus 1 out here, 8x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x minus 1. Don't forget about your placeholders. Okay, so now you're asking, what do I have to multiply by 2x to get 8x cubed? It can be 4x squared. Multiply down. 4x squared times 2x, 8x cubed. 4x squared times negative 1, negative 4x squared. Change your signs and combine. They fall out. 4x squared plus 0x minus 1. What do you have to multiply by 2x to get 4x squared? Positive 2x. 2x times 2x would be 4x squared. 2x times negative 1, negative 2x. Change your signs and combine. They fall out. Get 2x minus 1. If you can see that, that's multiplied by 1. Great. If not, we'll keep going. What do I multiply by 2x to get 2x? Positive 1. Multiply down. 1 times 2x. 2x. 1 times negative 1, negative 1. Change your signs, combine, remainder of 0. So here's my answer to the division problem. Give this one a shot by yourself. It's the same thing over and over again. And then come back and check your answer. Okay, I'm putting x squared plus x minus 1 on the outside. 6x to the fourth minus x cubed minus x squared plus 9x minus 3 on the inside. What do I got to multiply x squared by to get 6x to the fourth? It's going to be 6x squared. 6x squared times x squared would be 6x to the fourth. 6x squared times x would be positive 6x cubed. 6x squared times negative 1, negative 6x squared. Now, go through, change your signs, and combine. These fall out. Negative x cubed minus 6x cubed would be negative 7x cubed. Negative x squared plus 6x squared, positive 5x squared, plus 9x minus 3. Okay, what do I multiply by x squared to get negative 7x cubed? Negative 7x. Negative 7x times x squared. Negative 7x cubed. Negative 7x times x. Negative 7x squared. Negative 7x times negative 1. Positive 7x. Change your signs and combine. Falls out. 12x squared plus 2x minus 3. X squared times what gives me 12x squared? Positive 12. 12 times x squared. 12x squared. 12 times x. Positive 12x. 12 times negative 1. Negative 12. Change my signs and combine. I'm going to have a negative 10x plus 9. In this case, I have a remainder. So I'm going to add on my remainder, negative 10x plus 9. We always put it over whatever we were dividing by, x squared plus x minus 1. All right, show that x plus 3 is a factor. I know a divisor is a factor if it divides evenly. So to show that, I do the division. X plus 3 out here. X cubed plus 0x squared, placeholder. And I do the division. Going to have to start with x squared. That'll give me x cubed minus 3, or plus 3x squared. Change my signs and combine. Negative 3x squared minus 19x minus 30. That makes a negative 3x up here. Negative 3x squared minus 9x. Change my signs and combine. Negative 10x minus 30. So now I have to add negative 10 up here. Negative 10x minus 30. Change my signs. Combine. 0 is the remainder. So this is indeed a factor. And here's the other factor. Let's see if that goes any further. Are there multiples of negative 10? That can add up to negative 3. I think that's negative 5 and positive 2. So my factors are the one that was given, x plus 3. This one right here factors into x minus 5 and x plus 2.